How to pigeonhole a book. A guide to analytic reading, and it doesn't really matter if you're an avid reader or not. After this, you will be. So you've probably encountered many different kinds of books in your lives. Some books are easy to read and understand, while others are more challenging and complex and can be a real struggle. So some are entertaining and enjoyable, while others are informative and educational. There's the whole panoply. Some books are factual and objective, others are subjective and opinionated. How do you make sense of these differences, the similarities, the contrasts among books? How do you decide what kind of book you're reading and what it's trying to tell you? One way to answer these questions is to pigeonhole a book. Pigeonholing a book means classifying it according to its type and subject matter. So by doing this, you get a clear idea of what the book is about, what its purpose is, and how it relates to other books in the field and different categories. So pigeonholing a book also helps you improve your analytic reading skills, which are essential for understanding and evaluating and appreciating a text. But how do you pigeonhole a book? Well, what criteria and methods can you use to classify books? We're going to explore this and a few of the different ways you can apply pigeonholing to different genres, scopes, or aims. We'll also provide some examples and exercises for you to practice pigeonholing on different kinds of books. Genre, G-E-N-R-E, let's put it up there. One of the most common ways to pigeonhole a book is by its genre. It refers to the category or form of literature that a book belongs to, such as fiction, nonfiction, poetry, drama, etc. Genre can also be further divided into subgenres: romance, mystery, fantasy, biography, history, etc. And genre can give you a general idea of what kind of story or information a book contains, how it's structured and written, and what kind of audience it is intended for. For example, if you're reading a book that has characters, plot, setting, dialogue, and narration, you can probably assume it's a fiction book. If the book also has elements of magic, supernatural creatures, or alternative worlds and dystopias, you can further pigeonhole it as a fantasy book. If the book's based on real people's events or facts, you might classify it as a nonfiction book. If it focuses on the single life story of a specific person or people, you'll pigeonhole it as a biography book. If that person is in fact the author as well, it's autobiography. To pigeonhole a book by its genre, you can look at the following features. Start with the title and cover. I know. They say don't judge a book by its cover. Forget that. You're going to judge a book by the cover. So the title and cover of a book. These often indicate the genre or subgenre of the book by using certain words or key images that are associated with that category. The blurb. So this is the summary of the book on the back. It gives a brief overview of what the book's about and what kind of genre or subgenre it falls into. Next, inside you're going to find the table of contents or the chapter titles. These can reveal the structure and organization of the book and how it relates to its own genre or subgenre. Then there's the style and tone of the language. These can reflect the mood and the atmosphere of the book and how it fits into its own genre or subgenre. Then there's the author and the author's name and reputation, which can suggest the subgenre that the author's known for or specializes in. So we're going to do a little exercise, and you can pause and rewind along the way if you want. But basically, I'm going to throw a few titles and books at you, and you're going to practice pigeonholing them as we go along. Sound good? Let's get started. So, pigeonhole the following books by their genre and subgenre based on their titles. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. Harry